the first episode of Aya and a Story welcome, my beloved ones, to the series A Verse and a Story. The title of our first episode is The Test of Trust. Allah the Almighty said, "And you will see many of them hastening to evil and aggression and consuming usury." How evil is what they are doing? Our story tells us that one day Tamim went to the nearby store to buy some of the things his mother had asked him to get. He was happy that his mother had entrusted him with this task. "I must have become a young man who is relied on," he said to himself with a smile. Tamim entered the store and found it crowded with customers. They were selecting what they wanted and then heading to the checkout counter to pay for the items they had taken. The shelves were filled with neatly arranged goods. Tamim took out his shopping list and grabbed one of the baskets designated for carrying merchandise. He began collecting what they wanted from the shelves until the basket was full. Tamim turned towards the cashier and began to take out what he had taken to pay for it. Tamim took out a banknote from his pocket and handed it to the cashier. The cashier gave him the rest of the money back. Tamim took it and left after thanking him for his kindness. Tamim left the store, counting what he had paid and what remained with him. Suddenly he froze in his tracks. The cashier had given him back more than he should have. Tamim thought to himself, "What should I do? The cashier must have made a mistake in the calculation, but he gave me the money willingly. I'll go and ask my mom what to do." He began walking in the direction of his house. Tamim entered the house and found his mother waiting for him. She asked him, "Did you bring all the things?" He replied, "Yes, Mom." Then his mother asked, "What's wrong, Tamim? You seem disturbed." Tamim said, "The cashier gave me back more money than he should have for the groceries. So I asked my mom what to do." She said, "And what did you do?" Tamim responded, "I didn't do anything, and here is the money." The mother's face showed concern as she said, "You should have returned the money immediately, Tamim. This money doesn't belong to you. Allah has forbidden us from indulging in ill-gotten wealth. He said, 'And you see many of them hastening into sin and aggression, and their devouring of the unlawful. How wretched is what they have been doing. You must return the money.'" Tamim nodded in agreement. Tamim headed back towards the store, carrying the money to return it, while blaming himself for not returning the money to the cashier immediately. When he arrived, he approached the cashier and said, "Sir, you made a mistake in the calculation and gave me more than I should have received." He then returned the money to him. At that moment, the cashier's face lit up with a warm smile, and he asked, "What's your name, my boy?" Tamim replied, "Tamim." The cashier then handed him a large piece of candy and said, "You are an honest child. May Allah bless you. Your parents have raised you well. Please convey my greetings to them." Tamim left the store with his head held high, holding his prize in his hand. He hurried his steps towards home, and there he met Maria, who asked, "Where did you get this candy, Tamim? What's the secret behind your happiness?" Tamim confidently replied, "I passed the test of honesty, and this is my reward." The lessons we can learn from this story are as follows. The first lesson is that trustworthiness, amanah, applies to everything entrusted to a person, both in religious and worldly matters. The second lesson is that the property of others is their right, and it is not permissible to take anything from it without permission. The third lesson is that a believer must make a commitment to Allah to uphold good character and avoid deceit, which the devil often whispers. And with that, our first story concludes, and we hope to meet you in another story, God willing.